I was in high school. I went to the Bronx High School of Science, which is a great high school to go. Do you go there? Or?
No, I got into it.
Very good. It's a great choice. And so right around then, it was '94, the internet was just starting. We were just starting to see commercials where people had URLs in it. Volkswagen put a URL in it, and I was really excited because they got it, they cared about the internet. Now everyone has a URL, but this was before. You could go on a web page and see a list of all the websites in the world. Just a list. That's how early it was. And so a lot of us started getting recruited to build websites for people. So when I was 14, I was in the New York Times because coding was the new after-school job, and that was back in 1994. So the skills you're learning now, you can literally take out and start like making money now and start saving for college so you can go wherever you want. You have to go to college. Can everyone raise their hand and promise me you're going to college? Because you can get lots of jobs, and anyone offering you tons of jobs at the expense of college is not for you. I got a lot of those offers, and I had to say no to those. I said it's more important to have a college degree and be able to do whatever I want with my life than just be a software developer. I actually went to school. I majored in psychology, philosophy, religion, and communication. I minored in, but I also took majors. I had enough credits for majors in computer science, physics, and math. Because you can literally study whatever you want for 4 years while you're in school. And then I became a lawyer, and while I was doing it, I started going online and learning things, and I learned about a website called Drupal. Has anyone heard about Drupal? It's kind of like Scratch. It's an open source platform, and I actually write code for it. I release it to everyone else all over the world. When they come up with new things, they release it back, and we're able to share it. The things you are learning today, I already heard from Spencer and from Kunal and from others about how great it is, but what you're learning on Scratch you can use for the rest of your life in every programming language. They're all the same. So when people say to you, how many people here speak French? And how many people speak Hebrew? So it's not like one of those things where if you don't know Hebrew and you don't know French, you can't learn another language, it's hard. It's one of those things where if somebody says to you, do you know C? You can say, I don't, but I know another object-based language, and it will be easier for me to pick up. And literally, you can go and just write code in any language you want based on what libraries you like. So the future is yours. Code is the new literacy, and you're incredibly empowered. Just because this class ends, when it does, you have great teachers. I know you can stay after school or come beforehand to ask them questions, but you have the power to build apps that will change the world. In 2007, there's about 18 million people who live in New York, and 12 million of them were registered to vote. And there's this database where they have everybody listed. They have this long list, 12 million records long. And one day, it was 10 million records. Isn't that kind of weird? 2 million people couldn't vote anymore. Just like that, overnight, there was a database problem. Scary, huh? Is the right to vote really important? Imagine if you took away 2 million people out of the 12 million. So I built a website called Voter Search. It was 100 lines of code. Just 100 lines of code. I taught myself PHP and MySQL in 8 hours. Put it up online, and for the first time ever, everyone throughout New York State, 18 million people were able to verify their voter registration. And 100,000 people took me up on it. So sitting there in 8 hours, I was able to affect the lives of 100,000 people and make sure that they could verify their voter registration. And then other people started seeing it. And in fact, somebody named Barack Obama saw it and said, why don't we do it nationally? So they actually have a website called Gotta Register and things like that where you could verify your voter registration. But that's just one key place. So whether it's voter registration or making it safer for people to ride bicycles or making it easier for other kids to learn code, you can build the next app. It'll be 100 lines of code and you can change the world. So that's what's on the plate, and each of us has a different way. Sometimes you can change the world through code. In my office I also have social workers, and they literally sit down with one person at a time to help them fix their problems. So you have a chance to do whatever you want in this world. Hopefully you can leave it better than you found it. You can use code, you can do social work, you can be a teacher, you can be anything you want to be, but that's what's important. And most important is you go to college so you can do it. So thank you for your time, and I'm Ben Kallos, and have a great day.